Pre-live live?
The pre-live is live.
So
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
like
live
a-
pre-live.
It's like a soft opening, but for your penis.
Yeah, so you can see us if you're
Which by
if,
itself
I would
has a
much
soft
prefer
opening.
a soft opening than
Yeah.
a
If
hard
you're-
opening for my penis.
if you're lucky enough to be on YouTube right now watching us.
If you ever want to reinforce your penis hole, you can just take the plastic thing off your shoelace and just put it in the end there. And
It's
then,
like from experience, like you've done this.
well, it's just it's just to help to keep the tunnel from collapsing. You know what I mean? In the end there.
I mean,
'cause then-
it's like from experience. Like you've
So
done
see, now
this.
you're gonna hear
Or
us
it's just
twice because.
Yeah, that's gonna.
But that's okay because we're in. This is the behind.
This
the
is the
scenes.
pre-show. We're testing the audio.
Okay.
Are we? We're comedy, right?
I hope so.
Anything else?
Otherwise, I've been doing this wrong the whole
Yeah,
time.
all right. So I'll create that broadcast.
Hope so.
Yeah, see, it just gives you the,
Echo.
Now you're gonna hear us twice. Yeah, no, I'd stop. Just stop at Twitter. Right, we're gonna tweet now.
We're gonna tweet it. Tweety. I don't think anybody knows that we were gonna go early, so
We're live, dudes.
I mean, you said 9:15.
I'm just gonna continue to talk into this clown's penis for the rest of the night.
There's a. Oh, okay. I was like, where is there a clown and where is there a penis? I don't see either of those things.
Do you think clowns have a thing that goes in the end of their penis and you like squeeze it and it honks like their noses do?
I mean, if you're John Wayne Gacy, yes.
Oh, wow, you just ruined that whole thing for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, John Wayne Gacy does tend to do that.
Yeah, he's a beefy boy.
It's a bad
He's
day for
the-
beefy boys.
He's the original dad bod. And it was a bad day for beefy boys today, wasn't it?
It scared the shit out of me.
No.
Yeah, we lost Louis Armstrong. Nope, he's already dead. Louis Anderson and fucking Meatloaf.
I was like, speaking of secret societies, wasn't Louis Anderson a pedophile?
No, he was rumored to be a pedophile. I think he was just involved with a very young man who was like 18 years old or something.
Oh, okay.
And
He
then
just had the pedophile air.
yes, people gave him that moniker, but he was molested. I think that was his story.
That would make sense, I guess. I don't know.
Which is really sad. He was because I remember him coming out and just being so embarrassed about the whole thing. Because he hadn't come out as gay, so everybody was just like, everybody's kind of blown away. What did that happen? Early 2000s, I think.
I forgot all about
Yeah,
that.
that was.
Yeah, and they wound up on Family Feud. I'm still very sad about Meatloaf as well.
Yeah.
We're never gonna find out what that was.
Yeah, well, I think we did, because he's not alive anymore.
But he said he won't do that. What is that? He'd do anything for love, but he won't do that. What
think-
wouldn't he do?
I mean, not to be insensitive, but I think it was living.
Oh. No. Because he lived long after that.
Fair enough.
You're incorrect here. I'm not. This is only for the live. I'm not recording this on the
Okay.
actual show yet.
Okay. All right, good. I don't want anyone to
So we're
trace,
getting the
it-
live
trace this
pre-live?
back to me. We
We literally
Live?
we don't have anybody watching yet. So we got a couple on Twitter. What's up, Twitter?
Well.
hey Twitter,
We got one on YouTube.
don't mind me. Currently, I'm tweeting while you're watching me tweet.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
This is the weirdest thing I've ever done.
I'm drinking beer while I watch you tweet.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
I don't know what's going on here.
That's honestly, that's
James,
pretty
I got
much-
some whiskey over here if you need any.
Okay.
that's
Fair
pretty
enough.
much every time I come on this show. I'm never really sure what we're doing.
I'm okay with it. I'm just rolling with it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, you know.
I'm here for it. I mean, we can get a little weird if we want to get a little weird.
Oh, we're gonna get weird. I fully expect to be nude at some point.
Maybe you should be the one sitting behind the monitor.
That's true. Nobody wants to see my giant store-bought pepperoni nipples.
Fair enough.
We have a comment in the YouTube section that says there's a rumor that Meatloaf died from complications from COVID. Oh, and someone's saying, "Hi, James. Wave out the window." I wonder who it is commenting.
There's a lot of windows.
Wait, they said wave out the window?
Yeah.
That's creepy as hell.
I'm okay with it. keep on watching.
All
Let's
right.
get. Let's get.
I didn't know if we can say your wife's name on the podcast. I didn't know if she's good for that. So
No, don't.
No, I
She's
didn't think
private-
so.
Private property
no,
person
no.
doesn't want to be included.
What's up? Shut up and refill my popcorn.
Yes.
Telemundo Kevin's in the house.
Telemundo Kevin.
That's what the name is. You know who that is.
I know who that is. I love that motherfucker so much.
And any comment on the YouTube thing that says Sarge Destroyer is actually me, because we're on Sarge's channel. So
It's not. Yeah, it's Maynard who's doing all the talking.
I mean, no, it's actually Sarge. I am lame.
Identity theft is not a joke.
I am
I'm a big stinky doo-doo pants.
I am Sarge. Blah blah blah.
I love it. All right, let's see.
I have a Boston accent. Watch my videos.
Oh boy.
Except I misspelled watch on purpose. This is watch my videos.
So
right,
guys,
right then people would know that's not you because you're pretty accurate in your spelling. So
guys, I've been remodeling my bathroom.
yeah, I'm surprised that that must have taken a good couple showers to get that stuff.
I was a bit dusty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look like the inside of Donald Trump Jr.'s nose.
Do you feel okay? Because I feel like some of that might have made its way into your lungs.
No, I had the N95 mask on, so I felt pretty good about myself afterwards. I took the vacuum and actually vacuumed my beard.
That's pretty brutal. You might have to.
I kind of needed to because it was pretty out of control. I took a shower and it just looked like milk was coming off me.
Mary May says, "Hey Sarge."
Hi, Mary. How are you?
Good participation so far. We haven't even started. This is great.
We just got here.
It's Friday.
We just got here. It's Friday.
Yeah, it's only 9:06, so
and the feelings right. We haven't even started the show.
we're just building up to the show.
No one is gonna tune in because this is just me rambling on, doing a tight five.
But that's all right. This is warming them up. They know what they're here for.
I'm gonna try out my comedy skills. I just flew in from Denver. Boy, my arm's tired.
Oh no.
I'd rather have this frontal lobotomy than this bottle in front. No, wait. Shit. Fucked it up. Get the hook. Somebody bring out the pooper scooper.
Now you are dead.
Almost. Hey, did you, we didn't talk about Laura's tweet.
Yeah, like that guy was like, dude, like blocked everybody.
Yeah,
She's like, hey, I made this random observation. This guy's like, oh my God, you don't like starving kids in Afghanistan. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, she was at
Whoa.
at breakfast at the hotel, and she happened to notice some people saying grace, which if you're from New England, it's kind of weird to see that. You're not used to it. We don't usually pray over our eggs.
Grace died 30 years ago. A blessing.
So good. That was actually a pretty good impression of that guy. So she just tweeted, you're from Boston in the Midwest when you see somebody like praying before they eat and you kind of have a weird reaction to it. And he's like, oh my God, it's so weird that they're being grateful for their food. And I was like, well, actually, Lee, it is weird
It's weird.
It's a cultural observation.
because we in New England don't pray over our food. And then there's a Bible verse that I know of where basically Jesus says, don't pray in public. You just pray in your house or in church. You don't,
Chill.
Yeah. Because if you're praying in public, it's more like, hey, look at me. I believe in Jesus and stuff. And so anyway, I put the Bible quote it was like Matthew something, and I put it in the tweet. Then he responded with, "Yeah, I know. Judge not, lest ye be judged yourself." But it sounded pretty judgmental. And then I responded with, "Actually, that's another Bible passage that is not close to the one you're talking about." And then I posted that Bible passage too. And then he was just like, "Lol," and I was like, "Also, it wasn't judgmental just because it offended your, delicate sensibilities. It sounds like a you problem,
Yeah,
not
he's
a her
judging
problem."
that.
And then he blocked.
He was like, "Well, I'm out of things to say." Blocked.
And then he deleted everything, which was even funnier.
I don't know what he did because I can see he didn't block me. It's still there.
Oh, it's still there?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
because it looks like it was deleted.
No, I mean I had nothing really to add to it, and I'd rather just leave it there for fun.
And then I just did a victory lap on him after that.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time with Twitter. I've been on there since the first Obama administration, and I still don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, I've been on there for a while too, and I don't really know what's going on either.
I've actually been on this since the Bush administration, but not on the Maynard account. I mean, that's my name and everything. It's my real name. but like,
We're suddenly finding out about Maynard's alt.
I had, well, Maynard is my alt, but, it
Whoa,
happens.
whoa.
Maynard's alt.
It's like the unmasking of the luchadora.
Yeah, now we're in trouble.
Yeah, but my actual account's just boring, so this is Maynard's where the excitement is.
Yeah, and it is exciting.
Stableface says, guys, what song was last stuck in your head? This is a good one.
What song was last stuck in my head?
Any Encanto song?
For me, it was Bop Gun, the Ice Cube version.
Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah, my son loves that song.
For mine, it was the theme song from that song from the TV show Bluey. You kids watch that? No,
No.
mine does. It's an Australian cartoon on Disney
I've seen
Plus.
a little bit of it. Yeah. Australian
Bluey!
dog family.
Yeah,
Whoa.
they are weird.
How many people we got watching? Who's watching? Is it 11 people?
We got 7, and they're all
7?
hearing about Bluey.
7?
I have a
7 on
I do
YouTube.
have
Yeah, let's go.
I have a good because I know you guys were talking about conspiracy theories last time.
Yeah.
I have one on Encanto and a Luca crossover. I don't know if you're big Disney fans.
No,
No.
I haven't said either, actually.
They're fantastic movies, but I'm pretty
My
sure
children loved them.
If
I just
anyone
didn't
out
see them.
there is a Disney fan with Luca and Encanto, I'm pretty sure that Bruno from Encanto is Alberto's father from Luca.
Oh.
I think it's I think it's a thing.
Oh, and Stacy replied on Twitter. What's up,
Stacey
Stacy?
Hood. What's up, Stacy?
Says here, what song do you absolutely have to hear every day?
Right now, it is King Kunta by Kendrick Lamar.
Songs
It's a
I have to
jam.
hear every
So
single
good.
day.
And that varies
I
throughout
listen
the
to
year,
it
I'm
at
sure.
the gym. It gets me worked up.
I'd say anything by Dave Grohl. Really, that's how I start my day every day when I drive to work.
Do you celebrate his entire catalog?
That's why I listen to. I listen to Dave Grohl catalog. That's why I get in the car. That's what I put on. That's why I drive into work.
Right now, I'm still kind of obsessed with Gojira, and Where Dragons Dwell is just the best song to wake you up.
Okay.
And I
right.
like that every day. At some point, I have to hear that.
I like In Pursuit of Vikings
Oh, yeah.
by Omar Amarth.
That's on my list, too, right now. You and the little one got me into that.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say the little one. You and your youngest.
Yeah. Little man. Little man is crazy about that song. Put that shit on and he just gets all zoomed up, runs around the yard.
I do have one that I don't understand it, but and somehow this happened to me. But 3 a.m. by Taylor Swift. I think that's the name of the song. It's very
I think 3 a.m. is a Matchbox 20 song.
Yeah, it is.
Is
3
it?
a.m. and I'm still
It's definitely not that song. I probably got the song wrong because I've never really listened to Taylor Swift at all. But we
Baby.
Autumn and I did this crossover where Pandora combined. Not Pandora. Is it Spotify crossover?
Oh.
Your listening preferences. And it creates
Oh,
a playlist
okay.
based off that, and
Yeah.
so now I'm exposed to a whole bunch of Taylor Swift, which I never listened to before,
Yep.
and it just grew on me.
And you're in. I think it's
I don't
2
think I
a.m.,
like-
isn't
Is
it?
it 2 a.m.? Yeah,
I believe so.
I think it's 2 a.m. Yeah.
I know this through. I mean, I don't really listen to Taylor Swift. I just know.
I never did either, and it's just something about
Nothing
it.
against her. I just don't listen to her.
It's like 11. It's like 11 minutes long.
That's why I know it because
It's 11 minutes long.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
like I
it's-
think it's because I'm
on her
probably
new-
gonna butcher this story because I don't know Taylor Swift at all. Obviously, I don't know.
No,
Taylor
she
Swift.
rewrote all of her songs for her new album.
Right, because like
Oh,
I think
gotcha.
she couldn't
And
get
there's like an old-
because of
Yeah, because the record labels owned her songs and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
And she rewrote the whole thing, and so it's just hers, and everything's called Taylor's version. Yeah, I have a niece who likes Taylor Swift, so I've heard all this stuff. So
I'm happy I brought
can
Taylor
speak to
Swift
it.
to this conversation.
yeah, here we go.
We're learning quite a bit.
Loki Larry says everyday song Galdra by Fawn. I don't know that one, but I will check it out.
I don't know. What he said. It sounded like that was like Dothraki.
I don't know. I mean, it's Dothraki. All right, so we should actually consider going live with the show.
So this is live.
Fair
show
enough.
show.
Do you want to do that? Because
Yeah,
it's
let's do it.
9:15. So
All right.
hold on.
Well,
I'm gonna hit record over here. You know what's gonna happen. Because we got to make sure we actually record
everything
this
is
thing.
going to
and
fail, and then your cat's going to come in and
just
throw
not
up on
go
the rug
live?
immediately.
I hit the buttons too fast there, I think. Come on, move. There we go.
There is an
All right.
active cat siege outside the door.
Oh yeah, no, all the cats want in here.
They're
Start
currently
battering the door.
they're currently building a ballista to break through.
All right, we're gonna do that thing. It's almost like the encore, but it's like the beginning of the show. It's like the reverse encore, where like we play the music. We're gonna pretend we're going backstage for a couple minutes.
Yeah, we're going to pretend.
We're gonna drink a couple sips of beer, and then we're gonna come back.
Got it. Sounds good.
I should have let the beat drop, huh?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, now I got blue balls.
Oh man, and yeah, I don't want to start it over either because you really can't. So
It's okay. I got
No,
blue
we're
beats.
at it now. This is where we're at.
yeah, as we've said in the past, the show never really starts with any sort of thing.
Are we going to
Yeah.
splice in the song?
Oh, I didn't even start the intro, did I? Oh, we didn't even do the intro. That's the worst part, huh? I mean, for posterity's sake, everybody's watching. Nobody cares, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
this is my first time doing this, so I thought you were doing great. We were on track as far as I'm
All right,
concerned.
let's make it awkward and just like stare at the camera while we run this. 3, 2, 1.
The Citizen's Guide to the Supernormal.
Everyone's going to think the feed froze.
All right, we can pick up where we left off. Okay.
Okay.
Are we there? Are we out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Welcome,
we're here. We're
welcome,
here.
Welcome to the Citizen's Guide to the Supernormal. I'm Saj. That's Maynard.
Yo.
And our special guest tonight, because Laura is sleepy time, because she had a very long trip.
Yeah, she did a lot of work this week.
Yeah.
I am James.
So this is James. James is married to my sister, the lovely Miss Autumn.
Represent.
James, why don't you tell the people a little about yourself?
I mean, I don't know what there is to tell, but I guess if you want to follow me, my Twitter handle's at FreeTheProles. That's FreeThePrl.
And he's also
PROLES.
he's also got an OnlyFans where he just sits on cakes for people.
However you want it. Ice cream cakes are very popular right now.
He's what they call a Japanese messy boy. So, as promised, we're back this week. Next week we're taking a week off because I got to travel. But
Where you going?
I'm going away, so it's got to be a secret.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Ooh, I've never been to away. Must be
destination
nice.
unknown.
It's a big secret.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
going to Ruby Soho.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
well, I mean, no one's heard from Rancid for a while, so I'm gonna try and track them down.
Oh, they're good though. I like them.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on some really, really tight jeans, like tighter than I normally wear, and then some Doc Martens. I'm gonna peg them. Put some. Not that kind of pegging, bro. I'm gonna put some safety pins in my shirt and just fucking rock it out.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't even
you
know
should
what's,
do it.
What's the other type of pegging? I don't.
Yeah, I don't even know. I just
I
said
only- I
that
only
'cause
know one type
I thought it
of
would be
Do
uncomfortable.
you genuinely? You guys have had Twitter longer than I have, and you don't know what pegging is?
I told you I've
You
had.
just do it on your pants on the bottom.
No, pegging is. Oh God, this is weird.
See, I know one. I know one version of pegging, but now
Pegging is a
now I
sex
don't-
act.
Yeah,
Where,
that's the one I know.
Where your lady. Oh, you don't know? This is delightful. He only knows the old school pegging that we used to do to our jeans back in the 80s.
Yeah, I never heard of this as a sexual term.
And then James knows the new school version of pegging, which is gonna blow your mind, buddy. So pegging is when your female partner puts on a large phallus, and you become the lady for the evening.
Oh, I didn't know there was a term. I mean, I didn't know there was a term for that.
There's a
I
name.
just.
There's a name
it's
for everything.
called pegging. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really sure why. Is it like because you got
Yeah.
a peg leg?
May,
think
yeah,
you're being
yeah.
pegged.
No, that makes sense.
I don't know.
Well, we used to say that as kids, like if you got like hit with a ball, like inadvertently, but like,
Yeah,
oh,
you
you
peg
got
someone
pegged.
with the ball.
Yeah,
Hit
yeah.
'em
Be
with
like,
the ball.
oh Jesus, now, yeah.
Yeah, right in the butt.
Like now, if you're like, oh, you got pegged, you'd be like, you did. Like, oh, hey. If you're into that, cool, but like
Oh, boy.
inadvertently, not a good thing.
So anyway, I've just educated. And James, just
I mean,
so
this is
you
the-
know,
this is the
pegging is
internet.
when you
Yeah,
did a
that's-
special fold to the bottom of your jeans and then
Okay.
rolled it up. You did that so that they would stay up, so people could see your socks for some reason. Because in the '80s, it was a really big thing to show off your socks.
That's what I get for being a young and near.
Yeah. No, I mean honestly, I was too young for it too, but I knew about it because my older brother did it. He was a very fashionable dude for a long time.
See, I had an older sister, so I know about perms.
Okay. Yeah. It's different because you don't fold your hair, but it was just as ugly. Just as ugly. It was a really unattractive look for everyone. I don't think anyone came out of the 80s smelling like a rose. I don't recall anyone looking attractive back then. Like you could see 70s porn and be like, all right, yeah, she's universally hot. And you see 80s porn and you're like, why is she wearing so many socks?
Yeah, why is her hair? She's only like 5'3". Why is her hair touching the ceiling?
The big hair was a problem. I did not enjoy it. Everyone looked like they were in a dystopian nightmare. Square shoulders. It was like a Talking Heads video that lasted for a decade.
Yeah,
The
80s were rough.
90s weren't great either. I mean, the early 90s, because you still had the mullet
Yeah,
crossover.
it just bled right into it.
Yeah. The mullet was never a good look on anyone. I saw a kid at Home Depot yesterday with one, and I was like, I don't think you realize how stupid you look. Oh,
Maybe
sad.
he did.
Sad. No one told this boy he looks like a jackass. All right. Anyway, so thank you for joining us. Tonight, we're going to be talking about secret societies.
Dun, dun, dun.
Like the
So I hope you're ready
Kardashians.
for it.
Because like I blocked that word from my Twitter, so I don't know much about them anymore.
No, not like the Kardashians. I think they're pretty public.
They're a very public society.
Buckle up, gang. Saj has a story. We are going to be talking about the Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Those guys that have been trying to recruit me on Twitter for like 4 years now.
I think you go for it.
No, you know what the problem is? Kidding. They keep offering me money and I keep turning it down. Because it's not real money.
I mean, it could be. How do you know?
You know, they
I
don't
mean-
really. The thing is, like when I get a direct message from anyone, I usually lead off with a joke, and then I base my responses on their response to the joke. And if they respond completely seriously, like I didn't even make a joke, then they're either a conservative or they're a catfish.
Or robot.
Yeah. Most of the time, it's a catfish. Every once in a while, it's just a conservative who got lost and thought I was going to lead them to the promised land.
QAnon.
Or help them commit a crime at the U.S. Capitol.
Where is the promised land?
I don't know.
Depends
I actually
on
heard
who
it
you
was
ask.
House Neck and Quincy. It's called the promised land.
Sure, a lot of promises are made there.
Yeah, that's why there's only one road in and one road out. We promise you'll never leave.
Yeah, no, it's really hard to leave
There's
there.
a lot,
I can
lot of
attest.
implication there.
I mean, if there's a car accident on that one road, you're never getting out of Germantown.
Or a flood.
Yeah. I think that was
or
the
a
point.
flood.
That was
With
the
a flood, you're trapped. Any Quincy folks out there, you know what I'm talking about.
They're like, oh no, There's a shortage of Newports. Block off Germantown. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the Illuminati because there's a lot of information out there on the Illuminati, and none of it is accurate. So, none of it's accurate. So,
Wait, so the information on the internet is not accurate.
weirdly enough, I like how the April 1st is the only time of the year where anyone is even mildly skeptical. But anyway, let's get into it. So there was a cat back in the day. Not an actual cat, but like the cool 70s way of saying a dude. In Bavaria, which is modern-day Germany. You guys ever heard of it?
I have heard of it.
They have good chocolate, I heard.
Yeah, Bavarian chocolate
Yeah.
and beer.
It's where the
Yeah,
BMW,
beer's
pretty
it's
good.
where the BMW came from.
Pretzels.
Dude, let's go there. That just seemed and pretzels,
Mhm.
chocolate beer and pretzels. Why aren't we there?
Because it's across an ocean.
Oh, sorry. Continue, please.
I think there's also a pandemic on.
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah.
I've
there is.
heard something about that.
I heard tell. Anyway, so it was founded by this gentleman whose name is
You want Franz?
not on this page, that's for sure.
Franz.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it.
Yeah.
There we go. That's
Yeah.
that's the stuff. He was a German like philosopher slash professor slash thinker named Adam Weishaupt.
I was not expecting Adam.
Yeah, it's Adam was not a name I was expecting either.
How do you spell his name? It's like the way it's said.
It's like Weishaupt.
Oh, never mind.
Weishaupt.
Sorry, I asked.
So, so Adam, for some reason, thought it would be a good idea to create a secret society where everyone in the secret society would eventually go on to rule the world.
That sounds pretty cool.
So I'm going to concede a point here. The Illuminati did form to rule the world. Can we show that picture to the
Yeah, no,
direct fans?
that's why I asked how to spell his name. So just continue.
All right,
Go ahead.
this handsome gentleman here.
Yeah, you'll see him.
He looks a little pale. Should
A
get
little
some
bit.
sun. Anyway, so we founded this
He is
group, and
dead.
they did want to rule the
assume.
world, and they had a lot of like secret rituals and shit, and they were so concerning to Germany that the Duke of Bavaria, where's his name?
What year was this?
This was 1776.
Oh,
So the Duke of Bavaria in 1785 made it illegal to be in a secret society in Bavaria. And so Mr. Weishaupt was
There
also
he is. He's
expelled.
taking over your spot on the stream.
That's fine.
So you
he
can see
was-
me and James, but he's in the middle.
So he was expelled from Germany. He was exiled, sent away. But he wasn't imprisoned or anything. So he was still pretty influential. People knew him, and so that's why people thought the Illuminati became this big thing that it wasn't.
yeah, I guess when you outlaw something, it automatically becomes
Exactly.
something.
Wow, that's like so tame.
Yeah, that's really it. But so here's what's interesting. Here's where it gets real crazy, though. So they've been linked to the French Revolution.
I mean, I'm sure they got around.
But how did
Yeah.
how did the Illuminati get mentioned in like things like?
We're gonna
You know,
get there. We're gonna get there.
Okay, we're going
So-
there. See, all right.
So
I
anyway,
mean, Saj doesn't share the show notes with me, people.
no, I don't. I like to keep
He doesn't
him in
want
the
me to
dark.
know.
I like to keep him in the dark, not after the Nazis on the moon debacle.
Which was the first episode.
So anyway, so Adam Weishaupt
Weishaupt.
was sent away, and there was a group called the Jacobins. Now these folks were that wasn't their actual name. That was a name that was given to them. It was kind of like a derisive term, like they like we call Trump supporters magats, and they called the Democrats a whole host of names. That's why they were called the Jacobins. Anyway, it meant something back then. It really doesn't translate now because you really have to be up on like your French Revolutionary history. But the long story short is, everyone thought that they were infiltrated by the Illuminati. They also thought the Masons were infiltrated by the Illuminati. If anyone knows a little bit about the Masons, which we'll get into in a little bit later in the show, they are also very much associated with like world domination and stuff. And it's because the Illuminati was trying to recruit Masons because the Masons were a secret organization. They were trying to recruit.
Really?
Oh, really? Yeah. It's very, very true. So they were really trying to recruit the Masons into their thing. And it became such an issue that General George Washington was actually really worried that the Illuminati was going to invade society in America.
Wow.
But here's the thing. George Washington was a Mason.
True story.
So if he is concerned about the Illuminati taking over and he was a Master Mason, one of these things doesn't make sense, right? I feel like one or the other is not a problem. Anyway, this thing kind of died down. And it lost steam. People didn't really care about it all that much. But one of the things that really caught my eye was their secret nicknames.
Like nicknames for each other?
Yeah, they had like secret names, so you didn't know who they were talking about in their meeting notes. And I was just thinking, like, man, I want a secret nickname. Like, I already have a nickname, Sarge. But
Yeah, I mean, you don't go to work and they don't call you Sarge.
No, not usually.
So that's your public nickname.
It
You
did
want a
have
secret one.
It did happen once or twice, but that was an uncomfortable accident. And it happened in the Army, so I guess.
But I mean,
but no, it was cool. I was like, imagine like, you by day you're, Adam Weishaupt, and by night you're like Aristotle's penis. Like some cool ass nickname.
I mean, nobody calls me Maynard during the day, so. I mean, yes, they do. Yeah, they do. Sorry.
I yell it over the fence all the time. So we should come up with secret nicknames.
I mean, does it count if you do it on the internet? Or are we saying like you do it on the side?
No. It's
Yeah,
just for the show.
It's secret, so we really wouldn't say it on the show then, would we?
No, we would. It would be a secret
okay.
with the people watching. All
So
three
the
of
people that are watching are a part of
them. Yes.
the secret.
Oh,
so we're pulling
we're
them
making
in.
our own secret society. I
Yeah.
like this. I could do that.
And anyone
Sure.
that watches becomes a part of the secret.
Yeah, I want to be known as Turtle Hawk.
Turtle Hawk.
Yeah. Like a hawk, but with a shell. I feel like that
Oh.
would be cool. Like a flying tank.
Oh, cool. Wow. I don't know what to do.
I think my nickname would be Doorwall.
Doorwall. I like it.
Doorwall.
I'm gonna be Yeti Sword.
Cool. Yeti sword.
All right, cool.
Also, great name for a sex toy if we ever decide to get into
Yeti sword.
the Yeti sword.
Oh boy.
I shall slay you with my Yeti sword.
You can't steal this idea, Yeti. The actual company.
So, that who I'm supporting right now. But yeah, so the Masons kind of got dragged into this by the Illuminati, but then the Masons sort of became the boogeymen, and the Illuminati sort of faded into the annals of history. Name of my sex tape, but the annals of history. But in the 1960s, this guy wrote this like pamphlet basically that he was handing out, because what he was trying to do is literally what Fox News is doing now. In like News Now, News One, or whatever the fuck it is. One News America Network. Flag.
OAN, yeah.
Yeah. eaglepenis.usa.com. But he was trying to create these like false stories because he didn't realize the danger that would pose.
Right.
So he created this like false story that the Illuminati was becoming like a thing. And then in everything that I looked at in my 45 seconds of research, I couldn't find whether there was
So
a
much
link to this or not. I know it was a lot. But what I did find is two authors, one of which used to write articles for Playboy. I think he was just drawing nipples, honestly. But this guy, he wrote a series of books called The what is it? Hold on, I have notes. This is a real professional sounding name too. It's The Illuminatus.
Oh, so that's like Multiple Illuminati.
Yeah, but it has an exclamation point, and that's how you know it's special.
Illuminatus.
So
It's like a spell.
it's a trilogy which consists of 5 books.
Wait, that
They're not good at math. No.
that doesn't work out.
The first book in the trilogy, the first pair in the trilogy, was called The Eye of the Pyramid, followed by another 2 books called The Golden Apple. And this is where it gets confusing. So part of the second book of The Golden Apple is the first part of the book for Leviathan, which is the third part of the trilogy.
So
Anyway,
okay.
So anyway, what people don't know is that this was a satire. Total fucking satire. The authors admitted it completely.
So they were like the original The Onion.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And everyone took it seriously. And here's the problem. So their approach
They hate
was
The Onion.
there was a lot of animosity towards like upper echelon, the government, and everything. And this book had it all for these people. This is where it originated that the Illuminati killed John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, and Martin Luther King.
Wow.
This was, I mean, those theories could have been out there, but this put it in front of a massive audience.
They probably just put a name. They put it out to the
Yep.
audience and put a name to it.
And the other thing is that this is where, you know, the conspiracy theories about LSD, the government testing LSD, again, it was known and it came out around the same time. So you have somebody writing about the fact that the government is using LSD and inflicting LSD on people, and then they wrote a book about it. And so it's another thing that people like kind of heard bits and pieces of through the news, or maybe they followed the whole story and then they read this book and they're like, oh, the Illuminati does LSD? Not realizing that this is very much not the same as gonzo journalism, but the same idea of gonzo journalism.
Well, did they even have gonzo journalism at that point?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, Hunter S. Thompson started writing in the 60s.
Okay.
And his work really started to go to that extra level in like the late 60s, early 70s. Like Fear and Loathing and the Campaign Trail in 72 came out. And Hunter S. Thompson was a real big, weird rival / friend of Richard Nixon. Like he fucking hated Nixon, but he also rode in a limousine with him from New Hampshire to Washington, D.C. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, getting ahead of myself. So that is basically the genesis of this entire fucking crazy Illuminati thing. And now you've got all these luminaries of today trapped up in it, like Kanye West and Jay-Z and Beyonce. And, you know, in the beginning, they were kind of like, oh, yeah, no, we're not part of the Illuminati, like joking around. And they realized, like, people fucking, they really believe it. And so, and so Jay-Z, like, fully came out and said, he's like, that's stupid. No, I'm not in, like, a secret club.
Well, like that
Yeah.
Simpsons episode.
Yeah, the Stonecutters.
The Stonecutters.
Yeah, the Stonecutters, that's right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the Illuminati. But
It's interesting.
now we're going to talk a little bit about the Masons, because these poor fuckers really took it on the chin. So the Masons are a secret society. And full
No,
disclosure,
they're really not. Like, I'm looking to get my driveway fixed, and, like, there are cracks everywhere. I got a bunch of them. Take a look at it.
I see what the problem is. You're thinking of people who work with stone. And while the name is the same in the shit, James, help.
So that's that's called a working Mason.
Oh.
Whereas the Freemasons are like they're craft Mason. It's not. It's like I don't even know how to put this. They like to pretend. They use masonry, like actual masonry, as as symbols and metaphors for other points in life.
Oh, okay. So there's some that actually do it, and there's some that use it as metaphors.
They're like the poet Masons.
All right.
I guess I gotta make it. I don't even know if that's philosophical, but
So if I call up
Put a
Bob's
spin on it.
Masonry to, like, bash my stairs and put in new ones, those aren't the people you're talking about.
No.
Okay.
I mean, here's the interesting thing. They could be master Masons. but
Sure,
they wouldn't be
because
applied to the
anybody could
profession.
apply to it. All right, I get you. All right.
Anyway, long story short.
Well, it's a common thing, you know. I mean, I really know what the difference is, but I'm just kind of laying it out there, just, you know,
yeah.
because
So-
it's a common word.
So, full disclosure, James and I are both master Masons.
correct.
And so when I hear these theories, I just fucking love them.
I
really do.
It's insane.
They're hilarious.
Yeah, see, Autumn had the same exact thing I did. I wonder if there are Masons who are Masons. See? See?
I promise
See?
you, there are Masons that are Masons, and they love it.
Is that like you just like, I'm double the Mason?
And there's probably There's probably a few named Mason, So there's a Mason who is a Mason who's
wow,
a Mason.
triple Mason.
That's a third degree Mason.
All right. See, all right. See? So I wasn't too far off base. Thank you, Autumn.
So I've been to Masonic meetings. I've hung around these guys. I've known a lot of these guys for most of my life. And I gotta be honest, I'm really hoping that you're not relying on these dudes to rule the world.
Yeah.
Like, good guys. Some of them are very successful men. But mostly they just go to the meetings to drink scotch and get away from their wives for a little bit.
It's absolutely true.
I don't need to be called a Mason to do that. I mean,
No.
I drink scotch with my wife, so I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, whatever. But
It's there's just like I joined it expecting there to be like this amazing like secret that gets revealed to me. And then I was like, oh, okay. It's just like, every other club.
it's just
You
like a
gotta hang
dude's
out
club.
and drink beer.
Just with more stuff to remember.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you got to memorize.
Although I should ask, are there female Masons? Because this sounds like an old school.
So
like,
there aren't, but there's a female organization that's very closely linked called Eastern Star.
There's
Gotcha,
A few, there's
gotcha.
Amaranth. There's a few. that
Okay.
kick
Oh yeah, I
around.
thought Amaranth and Eastern Star were the same thing.
No,
but
they're
I guess
different.
not.
Different
But
things.
so the Masonic stuff is great because if you look at the pyramid on the dollar bill, that's very tied to Masonry. If you look at they think that they think that Washington D.C. is full of like Masonic imagery, even though it's just like neoclassical
yeah.
columns and stuff like that. There was like a rumor that like every president was a Mason, and that is not true.
There's quite a few were.
There was quite a few were, but that was because
I can name at least one that wasn't.
yeah, being a Mason. I think we can all name the same one.
Yeah.
Being a Mason back then was kind of just a status symbol. It was just a
Yeah.
thing that
Yeah.
if you were coming up in society, this was a thing you did.
It's like being a member of like the Rotary Club.
Yeah, and a lot of the secret organizations that started to came out because they couldn't get into the Masons, because the Masons actually used to be a really exclusive club. Like the guy who started the Oddfellows Hall, he was a Mason. I mean, he wanted to be a Mason. They wouldn't let him in. The guy who started the Elks Club, same thing. He wanted to be a Mason. They wouldn't let him in.
I actually used to know someone through a job back in the day who was like the grand leader of the Masons in Boston.
Oh,
The Grand Master.
yeah,
He's
the
Grand
Grand
Master.
Master.
He was the Grand Master.
Yeah.
And it's funny when you see the Grand Master.
And I
he's
never
a-
knew what that meant, so it's fun to talk about this stuff because I was like 20, 23,
Well,
24.
it
I'm
is
like,
funny because like
okay.
when you meet this guy and you're like, your title is, I'm supposed to call you Grand Master, and the guy's wearing like a tri-cornered hat.
It's no joke what they wear.
Yeah, they got like serious outfits, and the thing is,
Yeah.
the hat is supposed to represent the time that they started, right?
There's definitely
I don't know.
meaning.
There's
definitely
got to be
meaning
something
to it.
But this guy would wear a tri-cornered hat, and he would come and speak to our youth group when we were involved, and then, so everybody talks about like how it's like secret evil society. I'm like, the Shriners, really?
Yeah.
Because the Shriners are part of the Masons.
And the Shriners are probably one of the greatest organizations that exist,
Yeah.
like a nonprofit organizations in the world that exist.
Like Shriners Hospital is like donating money to charity constantly.
Well, the Shriners hospitals they provide free care to burn like children that have suffered
yeah,
burns.
yeah, That's
If
right.
you averaged
It's
out the
absolutely
amount of
free.
money that the Shriners Hospital raises, I think it was something like $4 million a day or something.
Yeah, so they're full blown hospitals that offer completely free care.
Yeah. And everybody's like, oh, they're ruling the world. I'm like, what, with clown makeup and tiny cars? Are you fucking serious?
I get something in my eye.
So yeah, it's it's just absolutely crazy, like the way this stuff comes up, and like I hear about it because I know so many guys. And the other thing is, like, people might be saying, oh, well, you're just a low level Mason. Well, I've got news for you. Massachusetts is the third highest Masonic realm in the world.
Oh.
So at one point, after World War II, when there were Masonic lodges starting up in Japan, Massachusetts was in charge of those Masonic lodges. So it goes England, Scotland, and then Massachusetts, right?
Correct.
Because where Masons came here and they started their religion, and there was actually a big rift back in the gosh, I can't remember when. Back in the 1800s, because the Catholic Church was very anti-Masons. And so it caused a problem for a lot of Masons that were here in Massachusetts, and that's where the Knights of Columbus came about.
Yep.
Fire Jake 1 says, I thought Grandmaster Flash was in New York.
Grandmaster Flash was a New York Mason, but I believe he's associated with a number of lodges.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But yeah, you'll see once you know what the Masonic imagery is, you'll see it everywhere. It's just it's a capital G inside a square and compass. And for those of you that don't know what that is, a square is just a right angle. It's a tool that carpenters and masons use. And
What is this called again? Is it something I can pull up and put on the
you'll look
screen?
up the square.
It's a square and
Just type in
compass.
square and compass. I'm sure
Yeah.
it'll come up.
As the thing, Masons love symbols.
Yeah.
Love symbols. Everything has a meaning.
Everything has a meaning.
A square in compass?
Just square and compass.
Square, yeah, square and compass, not end compass.
Sorry, there's a word.
There you go.
There
Yeah,
you go.
This thing with the G in the middle?
That's the one.
That's the one. Oh, it's taking me to Etsy, but that's all right.
Get out of here.
Go ahead. You
Etsy.
keep talking.
So anyway, the Masons have been associated with secret societies because the Illuminati, for a brief period in history, tried to infiltrate the Masons and steal Masons away for their secret organization.
There it is.
And the Illuminati went away after a decade, and the Masons have been carrying this horrible fucking thing around for the rest of history.
Yeah.
I mean, when you hear these conspiracy theorists talk, people like Alex Jones love to say, like, Masonic, Luciferian, whatever. And I'm like, trust me, those Masons are definitely not Satan worshippers. 90% of them probably guys that might have similar views.
Right.
Let's make a vow not to say that guy's name on the show anymore.
He might come up again. I don't know.
Yeah,
But-
we'll do our best. Anyway.
Unless we're making
I mean,
fun
I
of
could
him.
see like where the misconceptions can happen. Like, 'cause it's a society.
It is
with
a secret
secrets,
organization, but if you wanted to look up their literature, if you wanted to see what their ritual
Yeah,
books
it's-
look like,
it's
you
all-
could literally go to the Library of Congress and just check it out.
Yeah.
Or if you could just
It's on-
Google it.
you can
Google it right now.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not some like big secret. It really
It's
isn't a
not.
secret
It's
society.
not.
It's
It's considered
it's
a
a-
society with secrets.
yeah,
Yeah,
which they really
that's-
don't. You could just apply and just join.
I mean,
if
you
you want
can.
to.
It would.
100%.
I can't imagine unless you were like a known felon, would you be turned away from a Masonic organization? And even then,
It's
you know,
basically
you'd
like a job.
probably- yeah, it's just
A job
group.
without- yeah.
It's a group
Yeah.
you hang out in. You pay dues every year, and you do charity work.
Sound like terrible people.
Yeah. Well, I think the big
Helping
problem
others.
is the Masons are very associated with children's causes. They're very associated with taking care of kids. So we've got the Shriners Hospital. They also have the CHIPS program where they collect DNA.
The Scottish Rite does stuff with dyslexia for children.
So with the CHIPS program, they just do a swab with a Q-tip, and they collect it in case your kid gets kidnapped. It makes it easier for the police to find them. And they actually teach kids like tips and tricks of how to evade a kidnapper. So one of the things that they teach them is, like make sure that you like try to pull a hair out and leave it in the car that you're being kidnapped in or whatever, or like spit on the floor of the car just so that if the police search, they can say, oh yeah, the kid was here or something like that. I feel like those are not tips that if you were taking children and drinking their adrenochrome, you would want to give to them before you did it.
Yeah, no, not
I
really.
mean, that's a big reverse psychology,
Yeah.
hiding in plain sight type of thing.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating that you hear it. So anyway, the Masons are not that crazy, but there is a group that is crazy.
Come on, YouTube. We're down on viewers. Come on back.
There is a
We're
group
in
that
for
is
the
crazy.
crazy
You guys
one.
ready for it?
Let's get crazy.
Here we go.
The group is called Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian Groove is nuts.
It is nuts.
That's like a combo of Bohemian Rhapsody and Garden Grove.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So Bohemian Grove is it's this weird like place out in California, out in the forest in the redwoods, where a bunch of luminaries, even today in the summertime, they kind of walk around naked. They like just be outside all the time. They write plays, and they have this big ceremony at the end. And there's an owl called Moloch,
Oh,
and
gotta have your.
they do a mock child sacrifice, and that does not help their image. It really doesn't.
typically, I mean, if you're walking around the woods naked and you pretend to kill a kid,
Yeah.
not,
So-
not a good
Yeah.
look.
Famously, Alex Jones infiltrated one of their ceremonies.
Oh, we didn't even get 5 minutes.
I told you he was going to come back on.
I didn't think you meant tonight.
I had to. So he infiltrated it and he filmed it. And, it's not a great look. There's really no way to look at that objectively and say, oh, it's clearly a performance because they throw a baby into a boiling kettle or something. So it's like, guys, maybe, I don't know, get a press secretary. Someone should have told you not to do that.
Scaramucci's looking for work, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm sure. But
So,
he's
I
only
mean,
going to
like,
last 10 days.
Scar-
there.
Scaramouche.
The thing with Bohemian Groove, though, is it's like it almost is legitimately a secret society. I mean, you know it exists, and we know more about it just because over time, but
Yeah.
it's so locked down. Like they have like ex-military security. They have like wearing night vision goggles hanging out in the woods. They got like heat sensors and all sorts of intense things because it's also they do have like high-end members.
Well,
it's
yeah,
not, it's
I
like
mean,
a high-end. It's like the 1%.
Presidents of the United
States.
States get invited to Bohemian Grove. And Richard Nixon actually went to Bohemian Grove.
Wow.
And
Yeah, Nixon was there. Reagan was there.
I'm going to bring up Richard Nixon's quote. I'm going to quote him verbatim. And
I mean, Reagan was governor of California, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's a lot of presidents go there and a lot of high end. I mean, I think it's where like the nuclear bomb was thought of. That's where the Manhattan Project came from. Was all these dudes? It's all men.
That's not where Don Draper went at the end of Mad Men, was it?
Well, he was because it's no women. I don't know.
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
there's no
that would
women are
inst-
allowed.
that would instantly get
There's
rid
no
of that.
women allowed.
No,
at
I think they're
Bohemian
allowed
Grove.
now.
They're allowed
They're
now,
allowed
but
now,
back
yeah.
then, like they weren't. So
all right, you guys ready for this quote?
yeah.
All right, I'm going to start this by saying this is not something that I would ever say. It is something that Richard Nixon said
This is a quote
from
another
Richard
person.
Nixon in 1971.
Okay.
He said, the Bohemian Grove, which I attended from time to time, is the most faggy goddamn thing you could ever imagine with that San Francisco crowd. Again, Richard Nixon quote. Not
Such a lovely
not from
man.
me.
Such a nice.
Yeah, horrible human being. But Richard Nixon went to Bohemian Grove. And arguably kind of the hero of the day for the conspiracy crowd right now. Like big fans of Richard Nixon and Roger Stone.
Yeah.
So, but
They're
yeah,
part of it.
They're that like honestly, it's one of those groups like it's like kind of up there with the Bilderberg group for me of like, I don't know, I don't feel good about this.
No, it's literally just a bunch of rich dudes camping out in the woods,
And they
doing
have
plays and having meetings. They go and they talk by the lake.
I feel
and
like
they
bad things have
concoct-
happened at Bohemian Grove.
Bad things have happened there. Bad things have probably happened because of Bohemian
Yep.
Grove.
Well, I mean, we know the nuclear
Yeah.
bomb happened there.
Yeah, 'cause Oppenheimer was hanging out there.
And I don't trust a place where like Oppenheimer and Desi Arnaz were hanging out together. You know what I mean? No good can come from this. It's like a fever dream.
And here's a picture with Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon,
Just hanging out, Bohemian
bunch of other
Grove,
people
just
just kinda
chilling,
hanging
yeah,
out
just,
there,
you
being
know, just
like,
having breakfast, hanging out with the trees.
okay, what should we do?
planning utter chaos via trickle-down
Yeah.
economics.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan sitting there, be like, I'm
Yeah.
going to screw up the
So,
economy starting
I mean,
in
like,
1980.
The basis of it's actually it makes sense and it's kind of cool. Where it's like I think Bohemian Grove started because an actor like there's a whole group of actors and one actor was moving to New York City, so they decided to like just throw a big party for him, like a big rager in the woods. They all got just drunk in the woods partying and they fell asleep there and they loved it. They thought it was a great time, and they went and they just did it again next year, and they just kept doing it. But then it just became
They kept buying. Oh, do me a favor. Look up
Yeah.
Bohemian Grove on there. It is an actual place.
Yeah.
And there are Google reviews, and I would really love to peruse the Google reviews for our dear listeners right now because some of them
Oh, yeah,
are just
361 Google reviews, yeah.
fucking amazing.
Should I just start at the top, or?
Just find a good one and read it
The
out.
greatest trick the devil ever performed wasn't convincing people that he didn't exist. On the contrary, he's alive and well and right out in the open, partying with the super rich elite in Bohemian Grove.
Imagine Satan coming to Earth, and he's like, I want to go be naked in the woods with Richard Nixon. There's some other good ones in there. When I first discovered Bohemian Grove, there were only a couple Google reviews, so I'm very excited to see that there's like 300 now.
Got to hang out with the Skull and Bones cult. Was pretty cool till George Bush tried sacrificing my child. Is this where Zuckerberg goes to morph into his reptilian persona? If so, I need some new shoes.
Oh, he's going to make shoes out of Zuckerberg's skin. That's great.
Steak was noticeably chewy cold and served in size 1 to 5 ounces. Won't be visiting again.
Oh, that was like a legit one. Somebody's just like,
No.
steak is too small.
Oh no, served in size 1 to 5, not Oz. Will be visiting again.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, very
Yeah.
clever.
It wasn't
very
Oz.
clever.
Yeah.
That one
Fucking
flew.
Nice
Yeah,
camping, top arts and crafts with children.
Oh, God.
But see, that person could have been serious.
I
I don't.
know.
There's just such a mix here.
Some
So
of these probably aren't aging well.
yeah. So yeah, you asked. There you go. There's a
Yeah,
couple for
so
you.
if you're looking for a laugh, well, go to the Bohemian Grove site and look up their reviews. It's not good.
The meat was chewy and the Kool-Aid tasted funny, but overall it was a good family trip.
Oh, God.
We'll end with that one.
Jim Jones joke.
We'll end with that one.
Real stable individuals out there in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Bohemian Grove. Look it up. It's a pretty crazy group. It's probably one of the few that I'm really uncomfortable with.
Yeah, just that one does not sit well. Where it's
No.
just
They're not doing themselves any favors. I don't give a shit what your organization's about. The minute you have a mock child execution, you might want to reconsider your plans.
Yeah.
And there's a reason behind it. Like, I read into the ritual and I was like trying to learn more about it. And I was like, okay, I get it, but still, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
And so if you ever hear a conspiracy theorist mentioning Moloch, that's what they're talking about. It's the owl. And I think it's called the sacrifice of care or something like that. That's the ritual that they do. So yeah, that's a secret societies thing.
Wow.
What's our time at? Oh wow, we've been going a while. I didn't even realize.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've been going for a while. It's all good though. We're doing well.
I hope you didn't bore anyone.
Sergeant Maynard are terrible. The Citizen's Guide to the Supernormal is the worst podcast ever.
Oh, come on, comic book guy, leave us alone.
Hey, that's not comic book guy. That's generic comic book fan aficionado. I want to get fucking sued, all right?
He was on that show, The Sampsons. That's where he was.
All right, so well, I guess we better get into dick news, yeah?
Let's just jump right into that dick news.
We're gonna jump on the dick. Hey-oh.
Just like good old dick news pegging.
All right, so this is from Creative Loafing out of Tampa Bay. Written by Dan Savage.
Is that Fred's brother?
I believe so.
Oh,
I
cool.
believe so. I'm glad he landed on his feet after Boy Meets World.
No, that was the other Savage. Ben. That was Ben Savage.
Ah, Ben Savage, the one that just doesn't look right for some reason. The study says 33.9% of men who think they're circumcised actually aren't.
Hate when that happens.
And my question is, have you seen your penis? Because it's very different.
Probably a very simple question you could ask your parents too.
Yeah, it's like it's a very different piece of equipment.
It's like, so when I was born, did we or didn't we?
I feel like I don't know if that's like one of those like embarrassment things
Although-
where it's like you don't want to admit you're not circumcised.
That would be like me telling people, yeah, I'm wearing a hooded sweatshirt right now, obviously.
But like, and
Or James being like, I'm not wearing a hoodie. What are you talking about?
Definitely not wearing a hoodie.
but there are cultures where that takes place later on in life, right?
There are some, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
believe so.
Yes.
For the most part, I believe it happens in infancy. But I think there are some cultures where you have to wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do you not know that you?
Yeah. It's either one or the other, man.
But like, how are you that unfamiliar with your own penis?
Maybe is it like an unfamiliarity with other penises? Like you think yours is circumcised? Is it due to a lack of
Yeah,
just
but, like,
not
did
knowing
you-
other penises?
Did you not
I
not
just-
shower after gym class, you dirty fuck? Like, how do you not see other penises and go, mine doesn't look like that? That looks like a microwaved Italian sausage.
This is the point where in the live stream where we
Oh, you
bust
know
out
what
the
it is?
whiskey.
Maybe they see. And again, I'm not trying to judge dudes with circumcised junk. I know that there's two camps on it. I'm trying to stay out of it. I don't really care. I'm happily circumcised. Seems like a lot of work to have to clean that thing. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I was very aware that mine looked different than the European kid in my school.
Yeah, no, that was very easily figured out in middle school.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, oh, okay, that's what
Like,
they look
oh, yeah,
like
well, you know.
when they don't have the work done.
It's like it's fine. It all works out in the end.
Yeah, it's just a facelift for your penis.
Does generally work the same way.
And I love the people who are like, oh, well, if you get circumcised, you lose sensitivity. And I'm like, have you met men? That's probably a good thing for most of us.
Yeah.
No man has ever complained about lasting too long. They don't make drugs to help you last too long.
God,
You know
I'm
what
so
I mean?
tired.
I mean, to stop you from lasting too long. Usually it's the other way around. Anyway, oh, God.
three
This
dudes
is
talking
about
about-
your recent response to Uncut. This is a problem. Wow. That's amazing. They're guys. So guys,
Oh, that burns.
apparently what this article was a response to a thing where guys thought they weren't circumcised. So I guess, I mean, there's communities out there where men apparently don't shower at gym class or use a public pool. ever.
I'm lost. So
Yeah,
they-
but,
they-
you know,
they
if
think
you-
they're
if-
circumcised.
It's both.
Like,
It's
neither
it's-
one. The people just don't know what's
Flip-flop.
going
They
on
have
with
no
their
idea what's
penises.
going on with their dick.
They have no idea. Okay.
And I find that so hard to believe because as a man,
said
so
hard.
much of your identity is tied up with the equipment.
Maybe they just don't know what the word means. I'm serious.
Well, I just thought I got a ring on the end of it. I didn't know. Anyway,
Wow.
Or somebody just wasn't super generous with the whatever tool you use to do
Is it
that.
very
and-
light clipping.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like just a
very
little
light
bit off the
clipping.
top.
Yeah,
you
a
know?
little bit. Yeah.
It's like, oh, we actually really didn't do much there. Sorry.
So
All right.
That's true. I mean, that does
Yeah,
bring up
right.
the point of like, what is a circumcised penis? Like, how much has to be cut off for it to actually be? Is it just you just need to like snip it a little bit? It's all just
you know, now that you mention it, I honestly have no idea what goes into the surgery.
Yeah. Like you could have a rookie on there that's just like, well, I don't want
That
being
happens.
conservative,
That actually,
you know?
that actually
Like I
does
don't want
happen.
I don't want to take off too much.
So
you know?
there's a rapper named Little Dicky,
yeah, you get
and apparently he had a botched circumcision,
Oh, boy.
among other issues that he ran into.
dude, that show Dave is
Um,
hilarious.
It's so good. You guys got to watch Dave if you get the chance. It's only been in the air for like 10 years, but I just got into it. But yeah, you can get a botched circumcision. It can like ruin your fucking shit. It can ruin it.
I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I have a son. He got circumcised, and that was nerve wracking.
Yeah,
yeah,
of course.
You're really putting something very early on
And you
that
super
could impact someone for the rest of their lives.
yeah,
if
and you
someone else
super
presents like
worry
that.
about it too, because like you gotta like put stuff on it.
Yeah, you have to
You
treat
gotta-
it.
Yeah, it's an uncomfortable experience for everyone involved. No one knows what to do with the damn thing. That's usually the first time you get peed on as a father when
Yeah.
you're changing the circumcised diaper.
I have daughters, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
you're a lucky
Yeah.
man. Anyway,
I mean that's a whole other set of challenges, but
so we're gonna move on. Oh, do you know? Actually, before we move on, this is an interesting fact that I just found out about. In my encyclopedic knowledge of disgusting, terrible things that happen to human beings. So circumcision used to just be a religious thing. And then the guy who founded Kellogg's cereal,
what?
we should do an episode on him because he's a fucking weird dude. There's a lot going on there. He had a lot of problems. He believed that sex was bad and that everyone should abstain from it. Everyone.
That could be problematic.
Like he didn't even want people to have babies. And he lobbied for circumcision to become like a thing that was just the norm. And so that's why for a long time they just defaulted to circumcising babies in American hospitals.
because some guy that ate cereal because it made cereal was just wanted it to happen.
Because he knew it was going to fuck up your sex drive. And there's there's research, and I don't know how thorough that research is that says, it's better for your health to have a circumcised penis or something. Just in terms of like STDs and stuff like that. Because if you're circumcised, and if you're uncircumcised, excuse me, there's more skin there to have. I don't even know how to say it. Like trap it. You ever seen water collect in a buttercup? I don't know how to say it. But anyway, long story short, like I guess it could. They theorize that it could be a dirtier penis.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. I think do it, don't do it. I don't give a shit.
cereal. The cereal guy though, like
Yeah, I think his
Doesn't make
name was
sense.
John Harvey Kellogg, but I may not be correct.
I
But look
believe
him
it.
up.
I buy into it.
that's like as crazy as like
Actually, Maynard, can you look that up on your computer and I'll go on to the next story?
I was gonna say that's almost as crazy as like a guy that owns like a pillow company plotting to overthrow the government.
I know, it's so weird, right?
Isn't that weird?
That'd be crazy.
Like,
if
that would never
happened.
happen.
Never.
So what was this guy's name? What should I look up?
I want to say look up John Harvey Kellogg, and if that doesn't come up, then I would look up the founder.
yeah,
of Kellogg's
American
cereal.
medical doctor.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's a tenuous statement. The reason he created cornflakes is he literally wanted something that didn't taste good.
He was an American medical doctor, nutritionist, inventor, health activist, eugenicist, and businessman.
Oh boy.
Dude's a fucking nightmare of a human.
Yeah, dude, he
being.
looks like a nightmare. Look at him.
He's
Oh,
a
wow.
terrible, terrible.
Would you trust
human
that guy
being.
with anything?
Probably one of the worst. One of the worst Americans to live.
I'm just gonna like forget anything
This
he
is
said.
really-
I'm just gonna put this guy on the screen. Like,
All you need to tell.
This information is really tainting my my outlook on life.
I've
now.
not.
look at this guy. Oh God.
I don't know about if I can ever eat Kellogg's again.
So
I feel
well, hold
bad.
on.
I have a circumcised penis.
Hold on. The family broke away from him because of his crazy beliefs. So the Kellogg cereal company, while
Yeah,
maintaining the same last name, is not associated with it.
Isn't that company still being terrible?
Oh yeah, they are pretty shitty, aren't they? I forgot about it. Was that General Mills? I think it was
I
General
don't know.
Mills.
It
wasn't
could be General Mills.
Don't trust cereal. No one should be eating breakfast soup.
Oh well, listen to this. I mean, we just went to Wikipedia, but it says a common myth in popular culture states that Kellogg is responsible for the widespread prevalence of circumcision in the United States. This is not accurate,
I
Oh,
stand
we just got-
corrected.
we just got-
That's my bad.
as Kellogg never promoted routine circumcision of all males in his writings. Rather, only men who were chronically addicted to masturbation.
That's somehow worse. That is
Yeah.
somehow worse.
Additionally,
Oh,
his-
you like your dick? Well, let's cut pieces of it off. How about that?
Kellogg's suggestions were not taken seriously by mainstream medical professionals at
Name
the
of my
time.
sex tape. Not taken seriously. Or anally, actually.
Kellogg did promote extensive measures to prevent chronic masturbation. He circumcised himself at age 37.
Wow, that's.
I mean, what does that tell you about him?
Yeah, seriously.
he's a good time, huh?
He is flogging the dolphin at an alarming rate.
So this guy just had serious mental problems.
You know what it is? He went to the nurse and he's like, "Nurse, I cannot stop buffing my musket." And she's like, "Well, do you need more polish?" And he's like, "No, I'm masturbating a lot." She's like, "Oh, well, you said musket." He's the guy who coined the term, maybe.
So basically he's like, I shouldn't do this, then nobody should, and I'm going to prove it. Yeah, enough with that guy.
What
Next.
a jackass.
Next.
Literal dickhead. Okay. This is from the Irish Mirror. First Dates Ireland. So I guess it must be a TV show over there. Explains how he got broken penis to his love interest.
I don't
You know,
wait,
there's a
what?
lot of people out there who say you can't break your dick, but you definitely can, and this story is going to prove it. One of the stars of Thursday's episode of First Dates Ireland revealed his potential love interest that he had broken his penis before. Jordan, throwback to our producer who can't make it tonight, from Limerick, insisted that he actually hadn't broken it. More than a girl had broken it for him. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't. He wasn't using the self-service pump. That's all I'm going to say.
So he didn't break his own dick, so a girl broke it.
He said, "So recently I broke my penis. Like, full on broke. And I was in the hospital. And I had to get it glued back together." The woman was shocked, obviously. And we were doing the thing, you know, the sex. It's literally a quote. She decided to, like, pull it the whole way down, and she snapped it like a bitch.
Ah, no.
So she just like grabbed it and like ripped it down.
She snapped it like a banjo string.
Ah.
That's so good.
No, it's not.
What?
Yeah.
She
I can't
managed
even
to rip
sit
my
straight.
foreskin in half? was like half on and half hanging off. I lost a lot of blood. I started screaming, blood spraying like a water gun. And his biggest concern, that his aunt would find out. I feel like you should have other concerns. Personally, I think I would have a whole litany of concerns.
Yeah, I that like, can I pee? Will it work again? Like,
I think it does heal because there's no actual like bone in there, despite the nicknames.
No, I mean like it's gonna heal. It's just like
It's got to permanently do something.
you broke it.
I feel traumatized now.
It's blood.
Fire Jake 1 says to watch the movie Road to Wellville. That's as it's set around Kellogg's Health Spa.
Yes, actually, it had Bridget Fonda and Anthony Hopkins
Oh.
and Matthew Broderick in it.
All right,
It was a good movie. I liked it.
movie recommendations.
That was a smorgasbord.
Oh,
of
dude, we
cast.
got a Russian troll in the YouTube comments.
What does
Hell
he
yeah.
say?
I'm not even gonna read the URL because it's just you can see it. It's just a Russian name I can't read and like.
I love that we have like 4
Some
steady
thing in
viewers
there.
and one of them is a Russian troll. It totally made my day.
I don't even I don't know, but yeah, that's there. So,
Is there any? Is it just a link?
but the thing is, it's not even really a link. Like I don't know if that's a URL. It just looks like something.
Is it? Oh, is it Cyrillic writing?
Well, it's Cyrillic writing for the name, but then the URL is like vor.ong. I don't even know what that
Wrong?
is.
It's a good thing. It's a
Wrong?
good thing we delete like the live stream goes dead and then we just repost this anyway. No one's even gonna see a comment. You stupid.
I mean, you
bastard.
can't even click on it. So
I think
it's
he's just yelling in Russian wrong.
Yeah, he's like
Wrong.
He's like in Russia we circumcise with beer.
We
Whatever
had
bear
another
leaves
one
left,
way
you
up
have
from
penis.
from someone named like Rhoda. That was like vaw.rent. I don't even know.
Thanks for the help, I guess.
Appreciate it.
No
Yeah,
one's
so
clicking on your shitty link, champ.
That's good to see. And by the way, if you're part of the 5 viewers that are still on YouTube right now, we love you.
Yeah, thank you
Seriously.
for sticking it out. I appreciate it.
Looking right at you. Thank
All
you.
right, I saved the best for last. You guys, I don't know how this is gonna.
Oh, this one is this is gold.
Man's penis fills with foam after DIY erectile dysfunction treatment goes wrong. All right. So the man needed surgery after his partner accidentally shot insulation foam into his urethra.
How do you
That-
accidentally do that?
Just tripped and fallen and just shot some insulation foam.
Oh,
up
I
your
thought
penis.
that was like, how does that accidentally happen? Like, how does the
I
setup?
thought it was Cheese Whiz. I'm sorry.
There was some sort of setup that led that to happen.
Grabbed the wrong can.
I want to know what state this is, and it is not telling me.
Oh, that's definitely like Indiana.
Yeah.
I feel like they just shooting insulation foam up their penises.
It's like what the hell America built into Dick News. You know?
Well, I think it's just because it was such a sensitive thing. They wrote about it in a medical journal, so I have to imagine the guy was like, "Yeah, you can write about it, but don't say my name." Also, Maynard, where were you 2 weeks ago?
Not getting my penis filled with insulation.
Not
Can you
filling
prove it?
yourself up with foam. All right, I'm gonna read it.
Well, this sounds like it was a 2-person job, and as you know, I'm married, so
That's fair. So, Laura filled your penis with foam?
no.
A man
Not a
and his
thing.
partner attempted a treatment for erectile dysfunction that went disastrously wrong, according to his doctors.
So this was a treatment because he was having
He
erectile
couldn't get hard, and he
dysfunction.
was like, "You know what my dick needs?" Honey, get the Flex Seal. Oh God, it's just bad all the way down. His partner accidentally shot insulation foam. I wouldn't say accidentally if they were trying to fix something into the man's penis and bladder, while a
that really
straw
got up
connected
there.
to the spray had been inserted into his urethra. Afterward, he began to urinate blood. Though doctors were able to remove the hardened foam eventually, the man will require further procedures to repair his urethra. It was in the November issue of Urology Case Reports. Imagine being like a urologist who's subscribed to this. And normally it's just like you're reading about, new ways to do vasectomies, and then you get this saucy episode, and you're like, today's going to be a good day. Today, I get to read about a hilarious penis problem. Normally, it's just prostate issues, but today, we hit a winner. So the unfortunate tale was published in that case reports, and it garnered media attention, of course. 45-year-old man had been inserting various objects in there for some time. Cures erectile dysfunction. He's like, all right, this big pen doesn't work. Honey, get a carrot.
That is why you just go to a doctor.
Yeah, maybe just see a medical professional about it. I'm willing to guarantee you this guy is just super, like, religious and didn't want to talk to his doctor about boner pills.
No.
He's like, no, honey, we'll just do it in secret. So I guess she pegged him from the other side.
Wait.
partner had decided-
For the audience, we're going to see what happens here. One more time.
Slap.
You're like bright. You're like as red as the poster behind me right now.
Oh, man. I mean, I know it doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about, but it's just so great.
Well, no, I said that was like, like getting ready for it. Just,
Yeah, he's stopping it. He's stopping the flow.
he's like, wait, I have erectile dysfunction? It's like foam.
This is the most bullshit excuse I've ever heard in my life. You ready? During one such occasion where he was inserting things into his urethra so he could stay hard, he and his partner had decided to use a straw attached to a can of weatherproofing spray. All right. Let's real talk for a second. Dude, you're full of shit. You were going to put Flex Seal in your dick to keep it hard while you boned your girl.
No, not Flex Seal.
Yeah, he was gonna put the foam in his dick to get it to stay hard so he could fuck, and then he was gonna take it out. But what he didn't realize is, because I've used this stuff to fill holes in concrete, and trust me, it goes a long way. A little bit goes a long way.
It's like
And it
maybe just
expands.
Google what that stuff does before you even.
Also, it gets very warm.
I wouldn't put that in my walls, never, let alone like.
Yeah. That shit is serious. And this fucking idiot, I'm telling you right now, I don't care. They could have sworn affidavits. He's wrong. There's no way that's what he was doing. He was just spraying it in there to get his dick hard. Come on, champ.
Yeah, for sure.
This isn't my first rodeo, okay? I'm a guy, and I'm that dumb. I might have tried it myself had I not read this article. So anyway, the foam then shot through his entire urethra and even filled up his bladder. So can you imagine?
That is horrendous.
Not only do you have spray foam in your dick, but you also feel like you suddenly have to pee so bad. And there's no relief.
I don't even know the process of like getting that out. And
The man waited 3 fucking weeks before seeking medical attention at the emergency room.
Now you are dead.
During which time he had increasingly difficult urination. And blood
Yeah,
came
you
out.
don't think.
3 fucking
Right.
weeks?
Right.
I don't know how that guy's not dead.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, if he had just put the straw, if that was the story, he was just trying to get the straw in there, he would have gone to the emergency room that night and been like, hey, I got, erectile dysfunction. I just had an accident. And he knows, and they came up with this story. And after 3 weeks, that was the best they could do.
I don't understand. I don't even understand how he went 3 weeks without dying.
Yeah.
Wow. Just blows my mind. So, yeah, you can get a bunch of diseases by jamming shit in your urethra, so I don't
Yeah,
recommend
not a
doing
great
it.
idea.
It's already a tight passageway. In this man's case, his narrowed urethra. I got a narrow urethra. Apparently anchored the spray foam in place along his penis. And while doctors were able to remove the foam from his bladder with relative ease, his condition meant that they couldn't fish out the rest of it from his penis. Instead, they had to cut him open through his perineum, right through the gooch. And that's how they got it out. I love how the article, you guys are going to love this. The article then defines perineum, the skin between the penis and anus. also
Oh.
known as a taint.
Oh,
Did they have to like tape it up after or something?
No major complications.
No.
He has to
I think they
use
should have just kept his penis after that.
He has to
Like,
use a
you were
catheter.
not allowed to have this.
He has to use a catheter for a bit. But it looks like they can fix it eventually.
So for a little while, it was kind of like this.
So
I love it. Guys, this is probably my favorite dick news ever. This is one for the ages.
Well, when I sent it to you the other night, I'm like, oh my god.
It's
Like,
just,
there's so much to
it's
unpack here.
so
We still
good.
haven't unpacked it all. Like,
We really haven't, and neither is he, because he's
No,
still got to go
no.
back for more. There's
No,
gotta be
I
more
think
surgery.
he probably still has an erectile issue.
I feel
Yeah.
like there's going to be
Probably got worse.
There's
Yeah.
going to be a follow up to this one at some point.
I think this guy is going to have a hard time anytime he goes to a soft serve ice cream stand. That's for sure. Start having flashbacks and shit. You may have some problems seeing cotton candy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I would
for
have
sure.
problems with it.
For sure.
Wow. What a night. All right. Well, I think we should call it quits here.
I do.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone who listened tonight, all four of you.
Yeah,
or
thank
3
you
of
all. A lot of chats going on tonight. I love it.
I think I offended the Russian. He's gone now.
Yeah, no, the Russian's gone. I mean, you offended most people. There's only one person left listening on Twitter. God bless your soul.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. I love you. And good night.
Good
James, thank you for coming.
night. Oh,
We'll
not
have
a
you
problem.
back.
Yes.
Anytime. Thank you for having me.
We're going to get going.